Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a very important, very important topic about what I'm talking about with the prophecy of April. It's coming true like crazy, and you got to get ready, because this is not one that you can do by yourself, because God comes first. But the devil is now using people, and he's always been using people, but now you ever see people who are just getting super aggressive out of nowhere now? It's just like, what in the world? It's like, this is not normal. Like, you're seeing people doing things from, like, the movie Legion. Literally, the movie Legion shows us what these people are acting like. These people are... And you might just think your eyes are, like, kind of... You're kind of, like, psyching out. It's like, wait, did I just see that? It looks like people are starting to actually look like The Exorcism. And it's like, did I just see that? Like, because people are just like, well, I didn't just see that. No, that's not real. And you're seeing these people, and you're seeing the looks on their face, and you're like... There's something so off, and maybe you saw something but you ignored it. Like, people will see something, like, for example, you'll see someone who has evil on them, and they'll have just, like, they'll have that look in their eye if they're evil. So if someone's really bad, you're gonna see it in their eyes. You're gonna see this black look in their eyes, and it's just like, there's no white. And then you look away, you look back, and then that look is there. It's because the devil's using people. So we're getting into a day and age where Jesus is coming back. He's coming back harder than ever, but the devil knows this, so the devil has a certain amount of time. So when it comes to the devil coming back, I'd like you to think about people who have lost hope, for people who have not prayed, for people who have basically did whatever they wanted to do. So you know these people who are just like getting through life, they're bored, they're working their 9 to whatever job, 4 to 9, 9 to 7, 10 to whatever kind of job they're operating on, and these people are just like kind of like in robot mode. So that's who the devil's using. It's a full-fledged body. That's why he's stepping into the bodies of people. It's the devils. It's no one devil. The devil's weak. They group up like this because they can't do anything. They physically can't do anything one by one. So these beings, they're in a panic right now because they know Jesus is coming. So these beings are getting desperate. So the first person they go to is the people who haven't prayed. So in this video, the best thing you can ever do is talk to Jesus all throughout the day, every single day. You have one friend, and it's Jesus. Every person can be taken from you but Jesus. So talk to Jesus out loud, because we're getting to a time where the devil's talking. I mean, these people are talking out loud to the devil. Get ahead of them. Make sure you're ahead, because these people, for example, people with song lyrics. For example, I'm going to give you an example. There's a person at my gym, and some of the angels joked about it, but they said this person's not becoming something good. So they're like, basically, this person sings songs out loud, and it's been getting darker and darker and darker, and the black's appearing in his eyes. And basically, when people are singing all these song lyrics, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the music industry directly puts demons in their music, and you agree to it in the contract of agreement. So listen to that song that's popular on TikTok and on Instagram that people are eating up, like, something sneaking up on me, and then they put some kind of demons. You're literally consenting to demons sneaking up on you, and I rebuke that in Jesus' name. You guys know what song I'm talking about. It's not cute, it's not funny. The person who made that song, they're getting hit with karma right now by God directly, because that song has people doing all forms of spiritual agreements. You don't agree to anxiety. You don't sing about anxiety. You don't sing about means, basically, because people are rapping about all these different things that are really bad, and they're agreeing to it, and then you have 3 years go by where you're just constantly agreeing to stuff, and then the person goes into a sleep, like a slumber, because let's just say your whole day has been long. I mean, not your guys, these people have long and stressful days because they're away from God, and they're like, you know, it's finally, like, when they get home and they get to go to sleep, that's the best time. That's why they like sleep so much. For people who like sleep that much, it's because they let other things take them over. It's like, oh, I love me some sleep. To love sleep is to love the cousin of death. It's to love death, because sleeping is a short death. It's literally by Jesus, you wake up every single day. So to sleep is literally, you think it's making your problems go away, you're letting other things step in. You're going somewhere else. Just because you're asleep doesn't mean something else is awake. So these people are walking around, and it feels like in their head that they've gone into a sleep. It's like they might be doing this, they might be doing this, but they've gone into some form of slumber, and they're just like, okay. And it feels good. Like, watch this, guys. I'd like you to close your eyes and kind of just drift back and be like, oh, that kind of feels good. So you go into a sleep, and something else is finally, I've been waiting for this thing to go to sleep, this human. So it steps in, and then instead of for a sleep, it's kind of like, like sleepwalking. So that you ever sleepwalk and you're just like, you ever see? I rebuke that energy for you guys, but you ever see someone sleepwalk and the person's just it's full-fledged talking, full communication. It's just like, what the? These people are sleepwalking with demons inside them. There's no people in there anymore. The people are asleep. They're in dreamland. They're having a dream as they're walking around. So you're seeing people who, it looks like there's an illusion of them having an actual day and them going to their day, they're going to their jobs. They're asleep. They didn't wake up when their alarm went off. They're still asleep. They're not there. Part of their mental function has been handed over to demons. No, the entire mental function has been handed over to demons because it's so easy to sleep. It feels good to sleep. So that person's getting some rest, but that's not rest. That's an unrest because their body's getting used and they're not there. It looks like it's there. It looks like they're there because they're dreaming. That's a sleepwalk. You ever see someone sleepwalking, like, what are you doing? And you try to talk to the person, it's like, that's exactly it. You go into a Walmart, you go into a supermarket, you see these people and they're mean. And it's just like, what happened to people? And like, well, is it the full moon? No, it's not just a full moon. There's a full moon every month. It's not just a full moon. Don't blame it on the full moon. So you guys got to start talking to Jesus way more often. So let's just say you prayed a prayer and you're like, well, God, please protect me from this kind of person. And the person attacks you anyway. It means he did. He protected you from it, but he basically, whenever someone like that attacks you, he basically does this to them. He does this. He does, like, no, he's not. That person's a weapon. That person's body is a weapon. That person's a walking weapon for the devil. That is a devil weapon. A car is a weapon. The person's body is a weapon. The person gets in the car, that person's driving crazy, that's a weapon inside of a weapon. So God will do this to someone, even if they look nice and friendly and harmless, but they act crazy, because the demons can hide. They know how to hide. For example, let's just say the teacher's walking close to you in high school and like, oh, be on your best behavior. It's like, that's exactly what the demons do until they just fully come out and they're like, cool. Or that's the thing. So that's why you're seeing all these people in April get so aggressive out of nowhere. It's different than a couple of months ago. It's still from December. The prophecy of November is still affecting people because people's vessels are empty. People have empty vessels. So people like that, for example, the speed limit's like 20. People are doing 30 down the street. There's kids who cross this road. So these people are doing 30, 40, 50, and it's just like a weapon is inside of a weapon. That person's asleep. The person who's driving is like this, like with this out the window, just kind of like this. The devil's driving them. Demons are not alive. They used to be alive when they fell from heaven. And you better believe people with these, and this is, okay, I don't normally teach this. If you have deities, throw them out. Put them in the garbage. You're like, what? What happened to respecting my culture and religion? That is a fallen angel. Literally, you're going to find out upon Judgment Day. If you have deities, like you work with this, and that, they're trading you in. Their time is being pressed. So they're betraying their own followers because they're stressed. Oh, that just rhymed, huh? So they're under pressure. These beings are under pressure. They're like, uh-oh, we got some... Remember, I'm going to tell you a little story about what happened with the Aztecs and the Mayans and their deities on pyramids. When they were stressed and they were very pressured. They're like, uh-oh. They went to babies. They went for the babies. Like, okay, let's start having these babies. Or like, everyone give up your baby quick. We're losing some time. Like, come on, give them up. And the people would do this to the babies on the altars, on top of the pyramids. And it's just like, they're doing the same thing again. It's the same beings switching names. Okay? If your deity is so good, why is your family suffering, for example? I've not met anyone who has deities on top of deities on top of deities. So the Most High God is Jesus Christ. So these people who are talking to deities, I haven't seen one of their lives go well. It's always drama. It's always something. It's always this. It's always that. These people are so far away from God with beef and drama. That's not life. Your life should be pure. It should be clean. If you're engaging in stuff with deities, put them in the garbage. Those things are not helping you. The way they work is they feed off your family, then they feed off you. They take the health of everyone you love, and then they move to you because their health is actual energy. That's how their payment is. So you better believe I mean, the thing is, why? The question is, why not move closer to Jesus? He literally loves you. Because you have trauma. Guess who did the trauma? The person who has a demon inside of them sleepwalking, as I'm talking about in this video. It's like, so Jesus just loves you. He loves you. He's like, oh, Lord. So basically, if you're not familiar with it, and I've explained this in other videos. This is kind of tough to explain. How do I explain this? Earth is just a test. It's a challenge. It's literally good and bad placed on this earth. Heaven's good, hell is bad. So we're in a mix. We're between two. We are in between two. So I'd like you to understand, well, I'm going to make a whole video topic about that. Well, if God's so good, why is there evil in the world? Why is there evil going on? Why does bad stuff happen? Do people not understand the concept of reincarnation and payoffs? I remember a long time ago, I saw someone like disfigured in a wheelchair, and I basically said I could fix them, I could help them, I could do something. And then basically I got my vision, my spiritual vision overrode, and I was forced to go back into that person's past life. I was standing there in front of the person. I'm like, I wish I could help him. I wish I could save him. Like, I don't know why God allows this to happen. And basically my senses were just transferred over. I was just gone. In that moment, I was gone. I was fully as if I was standing in, like, it felt like the movies. Like, you just, like, I didn't know where my body went. I was in that person's past life looking at them, and the person in the wheelchair was like this, and I'm like, that's horrible. I wonder why Jesus would let that happen? Why would Jesus let someone be born like that? And then basically all my senses just got taken into that, like, it was like a stasis. It was just like I didn't have any I was like in a suspense. It's like in a dunk tank, for example, and like I don't know where I went. It felt like I teleported. So I was in this person's past life, and I was just watching, and it was as clear as day. And the woman, this is not planet Earth, by the way. Your last life is not on planet Earth. If you think your past life's on planet Earth, it's not. It's most likely not. I'll talk about that in the future, but the thing is, I looked into her past life, and I saw her dad was very wealthy. Her dad was extremely wealthy, and her dad left her at home to take care of the maids and to watch the maids and to feed the maids, and she was messed up. She saw that her maids were beautiful, and because it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. She saw that her maids were beautiful, and she didn't feel beautiful. So, and she was beautiful anyway. She had blonde hair, and she snapped her maids. She basically like tortured them, breaking their wrists, breaking their bones, and making them clean with broken wrists and broken bones in pain. So she did that to all these people. Literally, we have stories like that in America, in actual America. Literally, people buried in walls because they can't find the bodies. So that's the thing. So this person got born into this life like that, and then people think God's evil because of that. No, he let that person go through exactly what that person was putting people through. Okay, so don't question God's plan. People chat. When I say people need to shut up, people need to shut up. I hear so many people who are so wise opening and yapping their mouths. This is the third video and I say in a row where people need to shut up. People know everything but how to get themselves ahead, how to get themselves healthy, how to get themselves wealthy. People want to talk, but people will talk for 5 minutes and not shut their mouths when they know nothing. It's always the people who talk the most who have absolute leaks. Shut up and give yourself to God. And that's the thing. When you question God all these different questions, shut up. Be like, well, why God? Why does God do this? Why does God do this? Submit to the Lord because he loves you. It's not his fault. It's just in a world that's happening and that's going on. Give yourself to God. If something horrible happened to you, it could have been way worse. It's not his fault. Did you pray in detail about that situation? And if you did, it was protected. Then the other outcome, that whatever that was, it's compensation for you anyway. If you went through something, even if you ask God, hey God, I asked for this and it happened, and it happens directly anyway, you're probably getting compensated. The spiritual law of compensation states that anything that, this is a law that I don't really talk about too often, but it's basically, for example, if you say, God, can you let this person not attack me? And let's just say they walk up to you and slap you. That person does this. That person goes into the afterlife because that person needed to. And the thing is, you don't know God's plan. Maybe God needed that person to go into the afterlife because that person was hurting kids, for example, and they did that to you. So they just basically, they violated a certain prayer. Whatever you asked for in prayer, it happened the complete opposite. And you're wondering what's going on. It's because God knows more than you do, and you just saved someone, so you're getting compensated for it. So that's why crazy things happen to people after they pray. It's because God needs someone for that to happen to, and if he's going to take a strong warrior, it better happen to you versus happening to one of his weak warriors. So you're getting paid for it. You're literally getting paid in energy and time. He's giving you a big blessing as long as you shut up and don't complain. So when something crazy happens after you, and That's what I'm talking about. There's people who pray, God, I would like this to not happen today to me, please. And it happens anyway, and you have a trust issue with God. That's a spiritual law of compensation. So if they say, God, please don't let these people spiritually or physically attack me. And they do it anyway, and it just happens in front of you, and it's just like, God, I literally asked you just for that to not happen, and you just let that happen. That's why people get a distance from God. It's because they don't understand that that's the spiritual law of compensation. So that's what happens. And you're getting compensated. So shut up and just listen to God, because that's his plan. And that's the thing. When you're when you're comprehending why something didn't work out, comprehend why that happened the way it did to benefit you, because that's how God works. He's just helping you. So things are going to get very crazy in the next few years. Let's just say and this is the thing. It's not a thing anymore. If you're not talking to God every single day, you're going to be a sacrifice. You are a sacrifice. Okay? So there's some stuff coming up, and you're gonna know it. You want to be on the right side of God when he comes back. And let's just say, and that's the thing, when God comes, you can't just immediately, well, okay, now your actions are everything. You don't know when God is coming. No one knows when God is coming. But you want to switch over last moment? There's people who have did this to people in jail, and they've repented their whole lives, and you'll get a position under them because you want to do it last moment. They'll be like, well, I'll wait till I'm on my deathbed. That's not how God works. Okay, before Jesus starts wrathing again. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Move closer to Jesus, the Most High God, because he loves you. He made you. He gives. And that's the thing. There's a prayer called, I don't remember where this is from, but because there's a lot in my mind, but 7 times will pass by until you realize the Most High, Jesus, the Most High God, is sovereign over all kingdoms, meaning controls every kingdom in every aspect of wealth, finances, health, abundance, and he will give it to anyone who he pleases. Meaning he'll give it to you whenever he's ready or whenever he wants to. People do everything outside of God and don't realize why anything works out, and they're stuck. I know certain people. This is the last example. I know certain people in my gym. I said, you got to move closer to God. Move closer to God right now, because you're open. The people didn't listen to me. A couple people did not listen to me. When I say scary happened to their life, everything that you can imagine as scary happened because the devil knew that their soul was open. They didn't pray until it was too late, but it's never too late. So those people who I warned, they walk around with their eyes open now. I said, you need to pray right now. They said, it sounds like you're taking me to church. I'm like, I'm not taking you to church. I'm telling you what to do, because something is going to happen, and something did happen. Multiple things happen. I see those people walk around like this now. Like this, because they've been through so much when they didn't have to go through so much. Talk to Jesus because he loves you. Why wouldn't you talk to Jesus? He loves you. He's the Most High. Why wouldn't you talk to someone who's in charge of everything and he just wants to be your best friend and love you? Why? There's no excuse. And I warn you guys, because anyone who's outside of God right now, their protection's going away. Wait till you get to the prophecy of May. Anyone outside of God won't have those protections anymore. The protections will be as thin as a piece of paper. We're getting there, guys. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.